Well, hello scrappers. Mike here. Welcome back to my channel. We got the Mighty Mill out again, and we got some more electronic connectors. Now, in an earlier video, which I will put a link to in the upper right corner, I tried running some electronic connectors through the Mighty Mill, and we found that it handles some okay, it barely handles others, and it doesn't handle some at all, okay? We found out that these sort of connectors over here, it can really shred these up pretty good. Liberate the gold pins inside and leave just a pile of shredded metal and plastic. Doesn't like doing it. It bogs down, but it does it. Okay, and in fact, the maker of the Mighty Mill, and I will put a link in the video description down below, but the guy who makes them and sells them, he contacted me and he said, "Thank you so much for emphasizing that this was not designed for that," okay? Yeah, because really it's not. And it struggles a lot with a lot of these connectors. It's made for crushing hard quartz, which it does really great. This softer stuff, not so good. It kind of bogs down. But we found out that it will do these kind of connectors here. We also found out it does USB and HDMI connectors. No problem. They go right through it, no problem. Come out as shredded metal and plastic. Okay, but when we got to these military style barrel connectors here, well, that's where it really had a problem. Basically, it just hammered it around inside, beat it all out of shape, and got it really hot. But it wasn't really doing anything to it otherwise. I think there's just too much soft metal here, and it just, you know, it's too ductile. It needs to break. So what I've done is I've taken the connectors that it wouldn't chew up last time, and I have cut the metal off of them, which is a really laborious thing. I would like a mill that doesn't need any kind of prep work, where you can just put piles and piles of connectors through it. And of course the Mighty Mill is not that mill. But what this is R&D to see what a mill can do and what we need to have in a mill to make this work, to process lots of e-waste connectors through it. So this is R&D. So I have cut the metal shells off some of these connectors here, and we'll try running them through again. And I bet the Mighty Mill will have less trouble with them. I've got some other stuff I want to try. Some of it I'm not sure is going to work, because I'm not sure it will make it down the throat of the Mighty Mill and around the corner into the hammer chamber. It may or may not. Got some edge card connectors, which are going to have gold-plated pins inside. Got some smaller connectors. Some of these look like maybe PC mount connectors for like laptop RAM sticks. So yeah, that's a possibility. That may be what these are. I'm not actually sure what they came off. I don't remember, but I got a bunch of them, so we'll try them and see. These I think will fit in there a little better. Got some Molex style connectors. All of these have gold pins in them. We'll see if it'll beat them apart. Got a Centronics connector, and again, this might be a little too big. We'll see, but we'll see if it liberates the gold pins on it. Got some connectors here from server style SCSI hard drives, so we'll try those. Got some gold-plated RCA connectors here. And you might be thinking, well, this is overkill. Just, you know, strip the plastic off and, you could do that with a knife and be done with it pretty quickly. Yes, on a couple of pieces. But I'm always thinking about processing in bulk. I'm always thinking about pounds or tons of stuff. And you don't want to have that kind of prep work for each piece. So we'll see what happens when we run these through. Also got a couple of coax connectors here. So we'll see what happens with them. And then over here, I've got some CPU sockets, the bottom of them, with all the little hundreds of gold pins on it. Some of these are not going to fit down the throat. I might have to cut them up. Again, the prep work, having to do prep work is not ideal, but I want to see what something like the Mighty Mill would do to this stuff, you know, and then maybe we can come up with something better that can handle this stuff without the prep work, okay? It's all proof of concept, basically, just to see if a flail mill is capable of, you know, destroying this stuff and liberating the gold pins inside out of all this plastic so that we can use like a gold plating stripper like Eco Goldex to get the gold out of them without having, you know, a lot of void space in here where that pregnant liquid could get trapped and we won't get it back. So that's what I'm working on. So let me clean off the table here a little bit, and we will try some of these one at a time. We don't need to do these again because we know they work. We don't need to do these again because we know they work. So maybe we'll start with this stuff that didn't work last time now that I've stripped the heavy outer coating off of them. We'll give that a shot. Now at this point you might very well be asking yourself, Mike, why aren't you using your new Smash-O-Matic mill, which is sitting right over here? Why are you using the Mighty Mill? Well, the Smash-O-Matic really isn't any more optimized for running connectors through it than the Mighty Mill is. It has pretty much the same size restrictions. It was built to run a lot of rock, basically. And it has a screen on the outlet. I could run some of the smaller stuff through it. That's true. I'd have to remove the screen from the outlet. Otherwise it would get plugged pretty quickly. But I could run some of the smaller stuff through it. But this really wasn't designed for processing e-waste any more than the Mighty Mill was. Although I have plans to run some kinds of e-waste through it in the future. But what we need is sort of, I don't know, sort of like a Big Brother, seriously Big Brother version of the Mighty Mill, bigger even than my Smash-O-Matic, or better yet, some sort of shredder, which has the counter rotating teeth in it, like you see in some videos, that would just shred this stuff up. Though that would probably be ideal, especially for these military-style barrel connectors here, which you need so much prep work for to run them through. So anyway, that's why I'm not using the Smash-O-Matic. We're going to run this test on the Mighty Mill. It's easier to dump out. You know, on the Smash-O-Matic, I'd have to remove the screen and all that. And I have plans to run some rock through it later today, so I'm not going to mess with it. We're going to use the Mighty Mill. Alright, I said I was going to start with the stuff that it couldn't do last time. Now one of these pieces I could not get the metal off. It's just too hammered around the central core. And let me tell you, getting the metal off of these was no easy feat, because I think they cast these inner parts in place, they pour the resin in, and it bonds to that metal shell like you would not believe. So that's not the sort of prep work I want to do in the future. So whatever mill I wind up with for processing this stuff, and it obviously won't be the Mighty Mill, hopefully I can just put these in without all that annoying prep work. So we'll see. But let's throw one of these in and see what happens. Hopefully the Mighty Mill can handle it now. Well, that was impressive. Let's see what happened here. Well, yeah, we got lots of rubber and gold-plated pins in there. So, okay, let's do another one. Okay. Those out. Oh yeah. So yeah, so with a little prep work, it will digest these things. But you know, that prep work was a real pain in the you-know-what. Let's see what it does with this. It still has part of its metal shell on it. It may just beat it around in there. We'll see. It may have done it. Let's see. Yeah, it did it. All right. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of rubber here, and you know, a few pieces of aluminum from that outer shell that I didn't get off of there, and then a whole lot of gold pins in there. So yeah, okay. So we found a way to get the Mighty Mill to do the things it wouldn't do last time, but it took a lot of prep work, so that's not ideal. We'll need a mill or some sort of shredder that can do that without the prep work. Let's set this stuff aside and we'll find something else to run through it. Let's try these Molex connectors. I'll bet it'll shred these without too much difficulty. In fact, I'll put a few of them in. That really sounded like it wasn't even struggling. I'll put a few more in. In fact, I'll put all of them in. What the heck? Let's see what we get. Oh yeah. That's all shredded up. I hope that's showing up. Bits of plastic, gold-plated pins, bits of wire. That's all shredded up. That's perfect. So for Molex connectors, this works pretty well. Okay. Okay, this one's a little scary. We'll try this big plastic Centronics connector. Let's see if it'll even go in. I'm not sure. It might or might not. Well, something happened. Oh yeah, look at that. Pardon all the noise in the background. They're building a new building next door. And they're doing it very loudly. But yeah, there's all the little gold pins mixed in with all the pulverized gray plastic. So that's perfect. It worked on that. I'm actually kind of surprised it even went down the throat. Okay, let's try. I'm gonna put 2 of these gold-plated RCA connectors in there. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah. So it did a number on that. I gotta yell over the noise for next door. Sorry. But yeah, there's a lot of gold-plated metal in here now. Separated from the plastic, so we put the other 2 in. Hope you can hear me over that. I know you can't hear me over the Mighty Mill. That one didn't come apart quite as nicely. We'll give that one another treatment, along with a couple of these. Yeah, like I said, the maker of the Mighty Mill was very glad that I kept emphasizing it is not designed for this. So, you know, I'll void my warranty so you don't have to, okay? So, yeah, that worked pretty good. There's a lot of gold-plated metal in here. There's a lot of rubber and plastic bits, which could probably be floated off. Put it in a water bath, the metal probably sink and the rubber probably float. That'd be a good way to separate them. So that worked. Let's try these SCSI hard drive connectors, see how they go. See if they'll go. I bet they will. After that Centronics connector, I'll bet they'll work. Well, that was... It chewed that up like it was nothing, so I'll put in a couple more. Are they going down? I think so. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. Look at all the gold pins in there. I hope they're showing up. You know, and the black plastic, they've been liberated from it. So, perfect. absolutely perfect. And you see, this has taken me no effort at all to do this. I'm not spending hours pulling pins out with needle nose pliers. You know, it's working. All right. Okay, let's try some of these. They look like maybe laptop SIM card connectors. Put a few of these in, see what happens. I don't think the Mighty Mill even noticed they were there. I put a few more in. Yeah, I don't think those are giving it any trouble at all. Oh yeah, no trouble whatsoever. Lots of black and white plastic. And lots of little bitty gold-plated pins in there. Put the rest of these in. Yep. For some of this stuff, a mill like the Mighty Mill is certainly good enough. Boy, there's a whole lot more plastic there than metal, though. And what metal is there is gold-plated. Alright. Now we're going to get into some stuff. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if this will even fit down the throat of the Mighty Mill. They might not. These edge card connectors. Let's try one of the longer ones. Yeah, it looks like it went in. Okay, this is a little scary now. Okay. I didn't hear anything. It didn't sound like it actually destroyed it. Let me look down the throat here. It's in there somewhere. We'll run it again. Whoa. Run it with the lid on now. You guys said you'd like to see bloopers and all. Well, there was one. Huh. Well, it destroyed that edge card connector in nothing flat, and it's like it didn't even notice it was there. I am very surprised. We'll run the rest of them through, too. Well, we'll try another one. Since Mighty Mill doesn't seem to have any trouble digesting them. Nope, no trouble at all digesting them. Huh. Yep, just plastic and gold-plated pins. This is another case, though, where there's a lot more plastic here than there is metal. But all the metal, at least partly gold-plated, so that's it's doing its job here. It's a job I needed to do anyway. Well, I am really amazed at how easily this thing digests those edge card connectors. I mean, it's like it doesn't even know it's in there. It just chops it right up. That is way cool. Way cool. Alright. Next item on the menu. Mighty Mill's Hungry. Okay, let's try these CPU sockets. Can't really tell if that went in or not. It did, but I think that's probably towards the upper limit of what will go in. I might have to bust these other ones up a little bit. Let me break that one up and throw it in. I got a feeling the Mighty Mill's not going to have too much trouble with these since there's not a lot of material here. So we'll do a few. Okay. Oh yeah. No trouble whatsoever, although I didn't get that one completely. A couple of big chunks here and there. I mean, it's certainly better than it was, but there's a couple big chunks. These are very sharp. Gotta be careful, or I will be bleeding, I'm sure. I better get some nippers to cut those in half, or I will be bloody. But let's run what's in here already. See what that looks like. A couple of gold pins that are trying to get away. That's a little better. Ooh. Yeah, there's a lot of gold-plated pins in there, but boy, are they tiny. Mixed in with that plastic. Make these a little more manageable. Yep, just a pile of plastic dust and gold pins. Yeah, those larger ones have somewhat larger gold pins in them. I can see the gold better. It's probably not showing up on camera, but it's there. A few chunks. I'll tell you what, most of the gold pins have been beaten out of them. Down here. Very good, very good. That's, holy cow, I've run everything through it. And it managed to do everything I threw at it. I'm a little bit surprised. I was expecting it to choke on a few things. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff that won't fit in it. Like big old Centronics connectors with metal shells and stuff. I've got some like really big DVI connectors. All kinds of connectors that won't fit in there. You know what I've got though? Maybe we will try one other thing while I'm here. Got everything out. We'll try one thing that I didn't try because I figured it wouldn't work. But the old Mighty Mill here is just chewing through everything I give it. So let me go get it and we'll try it and see what happens. Okay, I think I'm really going to be pushing my luck with this stuff. I've got a Euro card connector with gold pins in it, which is pretty darn long. And I've got two very long edge card connectors here. And I know they won't go all the way in. So this may just jam up the Mighty Mill when it tries to do these. We'll see. I don't know. We'll start with this Euro card connector. See what happens. Well, it started. I figured if it would start, it would break off the part that was in the hammer chamber, and then the rest of it would come down and get busted up too. That was my main concern, was whether it would start at all or it would just jam up. Okay, not getting back nearly enough material for what I put in there. Let me run it again. Maybe something's hung up in there. Huh. Well, maybe there's less plastic in that Eurocard connector than I thought, but there's certainly a lot of gold pins in it. Oh yeah, a lot of gold-plated pins. Alright, let's try this not quite so long edge card connector. I swear it's like it's not even there. Huh. Yep. Lots of plastic and gold-plated pins. Alright, so this is the worst one yet. This one might just jam it up. Let's see. Because I can see the end of it in there. It didn't all go down into the hammer chamber, so let's see what happens. Okay. Wow. Wow. It ate it. It chewed it up. Now it's spitting it out. I am really impressed. I didn't think it would do that. So a flail mill like the Mighty Mill, can't say it enough, it wasn't really designed for this, but a flail mill like the Mighty Mill, maybe scaled up some, could really do a number on a lot of these e-waste type connectors. It has a little trouble with some things. Those military barrel connectors, they might be better going through a shredder type machine. I don't know. But yeah, a lot of this stuff, it just gets converted into plastic dust and gold-plated pins, which is great. So here's everything we processed through it today. That's, you know, it's 99% plastic and rubber, but there's a lot of gold pins in there. Should be easy enough to separate out. I mean, heck, I've got them in gold pans, so I could just pan them out if I wanted to. So, yeah. Well, quite frankly, I'm a little bit amazed at how well the Mighty Mill handled everything I threw at it today. It didn't choke on anything, and I expected at least a couple of those things would give it heartburn. But no, it handled it all. And I need to reiterate again, I'm sure, that the Mighty Mill was not designed to do this, okay? And whether or not doing this with your Mighty Mill will void its warranty, I don't know. That's probably a good question for the fellow who sells them. Maybe he'll see this video and respond in the comments. But I don't seem to have done any damage so far. I think back in that earlier video, I think if there was any damage, I think it was happening to my grinder because it was bogging down pretty bad and making some strange noises there. But the mill itself seems to be fine. But anyway, you know, just food for thought. It wasn't really designed for this. This is sort of R&D leading towards maybe me building yet another mill. You know, I've got the Mighty Mill, I've got the Smash-O-Matic, but I'm looking for ideas here on how to build something that's going to specifically handle e-waste, okay? And, well, we can see what the Mighty Mill can do and can't do. And that will go into the design of the future e-waste mill, okay? But anyway, yeah, I'm impressed. It did a number on all this stuff. So if you found this video at all educational, entertaining, inspirational, enlightening, whatever, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to see my future videos where the Mighty Mill will be featured in the future. Maybe crushing some more e-waste, maybe crushing rocks like it's meant to do, all right? And subscribe to see those future videos. And press the little bell icon YouTube wants you to press to be notified when new videos come out. Check out my second channel, ElectroGeek64. There's good stuff going on over there, new content coming out. If you're into electronics or retro computing, check that out. And thanks a lot again for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.